Hey guys, welcome back to day 4 of my 5-part series on my top 5 favorite panic sensations. Today we're looking at shaky or trembly hands when you're anxious. I'm sure there are many of you, myself included, that have been in situations where maybe you've been giving a presentation, you've had to write things in front of a lot of people where you were feeling sort of apprehensive or anxious or had a lot of revved up panicky energy. And lo and behold, you clearly know how to write. You have writing skills, but your writing ends up looking like a toddler's handwriting. I have done that actually several times. I can think back on like several key meetings where all my energy, like at the beginning when I was having to write on the whiteboard, was like, oh, just write really slow because it was just so shaky. I've actually had clients also who have talked about, these are older clients who still write checks. There are still people who write checks in the world, who struggle sometimes. Their mind gets really busy, like at the grocery store or somewhere where they have to write a check and sign their name. I didn't realize how common that is. That's actually super common to have that like all eyes on me feeling, and then the hand shakes. And I've had clients I've worked with that. Shaky hand, writing check, signing their signature kind of thing. So first of all, like the other sensations we've been talking about today, shaky hands makes sense. It's normal. It's common. It is not some like deep medical concern if your hands shake when you're feeling anxious, revved up energy. If you can write fine and pick up a glass of water fine other times when you're not in your head and you're relaxed and carefree, but as soon as you feel apprehensive or anxious about something, then your hands tremble. Oh my goodness, so normal. Not a problem. And I know what you're probably thinking. I don't care if it's not a medical thing. I hate it. What can I do? And honestly, if there was some magic spell or magic something, some healthy organic food you could eat to make it go away, someone out there would be a billionaire already. I'm actually going to point you in a different direction and suggest that shaky hand, or really most sensations during anxiety and panic, are brilliant. They are intelligent. You see, when you're saying you're afraid or anxious about the shaky hands or the trembly hands, I want you to really pause and look at that to see that what you're actually afraid of is a feeling that happens when your hands are shaky, a feeling that you might be embarrassed, a feeling of humiliation, a feeling of not good enough, not competent, not skillful enough, not something enough. And when the mind is telling stories, which it will, because the mind's job is to protect its story of you. Its job is to protect your image. So when it gets a sense that there are people looking at you and it's scaring you or you don't like it, it's going to tell really scary stories about what it means for other people to not like you. And what it means for other people to see you shaking, and what it means to be humiliated or embarrassed or not enough or not as good as the next person who wrote perfectly without one bit of shaking. Your mind is designed to tell all those stories, but you're not designed to believe them. So when you fall innocently into believing those stories about where your worth and your value and your okayness comes from, as if people on the outside of you determine how valuable and okay and safe and free you are on the inside, well, your body is so brilliant, it's going to wake you up. So your flavor of waking up might be shaky hands. It might be many of the other sensations we've talked about. When you're believing a story of, it's not okay to feel this feeling, and it's not okay for other people to think things of me because my worth, my value, who I am as a person is dependent on their beliefs of me, what they think of me. Yeah, you're going to feel that in your body. It's not going to feel good. So I would like to suggest that the shaky hands are brilliant. They're not a problem. They're actually pointing you in the direction of, hey, take a quick peek at who you really are. And with that, and I'm mindful of the time, I want to just read you this one little clip that I wrote to my daughter's soccer coach a few years ago when she did not make it back onto her varsity team after having played with them for a year. And she was devastated. And I want you to listen to the words of this, and then I want us to apply it to the handshaking. And it goes like this. In a world where we break our own necks to ensure that our kids never fail, we sometimes unintentionally help them create foundations of sand. And it looks so real and solid until, lo and behold, they are out in the world and something goes wrong. And that foundation of sand crumbles. And they are left to believe that they are failures. When in truth, nothing has happened except that life, in its wisdom, has come along and removed the things that they believed were their source of worth, freedom, and security and value. When we don't let our kids lose, fall down, and even cry to the point of exhaustion, we rob them of the opportunity to see where all that good stuff does come from. We keep them from seeing that nothing they do and nothing that happens to them can increase or decrease their worth and their value. They were born complete. They were born complete. And my friends watching this, you were born complete, whole, worthy. This is a lesson worth learning, even if it means facing a senior year on the varsity team without all her lifelong friends. It's worth it. And for you, it's worth it to feel the feelings that are coming up of embarrassment, of humiliation. Be curious about those. Be curious about how it's looking that someone outside or a circumstance outside of you could possibly make or break who you are inside. You were born complete. The shaky hands and the other sensations are so brilliant. They are helping you remember you've innocently believed some stories your mind is telling about what other people think of you. That's okay. You'll always be brought back to the truth. And I love what the therapist on Ted Lasso says. And the truth will set you free. But first, it's going to piss you off. I'd like to suggest the truth will set you free. But first, it might be a tiny bit uncomfortable. That's okay. The goal is not to walk away from discomfort or avoid it. It's to see what it has come to teach us. I hope this has helped a little. Go out there, do the things that make your hands tremble so that you can see who you are, what you're made of, how incredibly resilient and strong and whole and complete you are. You are so much more amazing than that mind is designed to tell you. So drop into your heart, give yourself some compassion, be gentle with yourself. Go out there, enjoy the day. Let me know what resonates, and I'll see you tomorrow for our final fifth. I was going to put up both hands, that'd be 10. Our 5th day tomorrow. Thanks so much, guys, for sticking with me during this amazing series. Bye-bye.